Hi, my name is Ali. Welcome to my channel, or my little account thing that I'm starting here. So I used to do some budgeting for my weekly shopping. I get paid monthly, and it worked quite well, but then I kind of fell back into the old habit of just tapping the card, constantly tapping your card. And I think when you do that, you just, if you're like me, you've got no sense of what you've spent and where you've spent it, sort of thing. So I decided that I would do the little budget binders that seems to be all the craze at the minute. So there's a lot of videos already out there for it. So what I did was I did quite a bit of research, and I came across a lady's video that I really enjoyed doing and watching. I took a lot from that, and that was Budget with Kerry. So if you fancy seeing a bit more in depth of how she set hers up, then I would certainly go across and have a look at that one as well. Obviously everybody's figures are different and everybody's budget is different, so you have to basically do the budget that is suitable to your income, and don't judge your budget off anybody else's budget. So say everybody's different, you're all individuals, you all know how much you've got coming in, you all know how much you've got going out. So for me this was quite a big thing because of how much I was just spending, I think sometimes just for the sake of spending, if I'm honest. So a lot of people are buying the budget's already made, so you may spend 25, maybe £40 on buying that budget, the binders. Personally, I'm in quite a good stance where I use my Cricut machine. I haven't used it for a long time, so I'm just kind of getting back into doing that. So people would buy little things like insets. So I decided that I would use mine so that my binders weren't costing me £40 each to make. So this is the binders that I have made so far, which is, this one's my weekly one. Weekly and monthly, because my weekly shop's in there, but my monthly amounts are in there as well. This one is going to be my long-term budget binder, and this one is going to be for my cash challenges. So I'm quite lucky with my cash challenges because I do like to save. My husband knows I've always got a little stash used forever, saying to people that I am an underfloor banker. That's not the case. That's just his little joke. So what I have done is also I bought myself a little makeup tray, and I put some little stickers on that I quite liked. You don't have to have that, you can just have it plain, do whatever you like. You don't even need to have one of them, you can do one of them if it just makes your life a little bit easier, which it does for me because it separates my notes and it will hold them whilst I sort out my budget binders. I also picked up this little dish just for this change to go in for the little bits that I've got. So I think I picked that up at Dunelm for like £2.50 or something in the sale, so that was quite handy as well. So I haven't purchased everything and made everything myself. Well, I have purchased everything, but I haven't made everything myself. So obviously I've purchased my binders, which I got off Shein, which are pretty cheap to be fair. I did have a look at Amazon, but they ranged quite a lot dearer, maybe £3 or £4 dearer. So if you're buying a few binders like myself, it might well be worth just doing a Shein or a Temu delivery for your binders. So they come in all different colours and whatever. These are for the A6 binder. That's what all of my binders are based on. And I purchased the designs for these little inserts that I wanted. So this just goes in the back of my sheet. It'll have like a category, how much your starting balance is. You can put in what date you spent, how much you spent, or a description of where you spent, and keep track of what's in it and going out of it for each week. The other thing that came with these is this little thing. So this allows you to work out which notes you need each month to do your binder. So it's pretty easy to follow, and you just take it with you to the bank, and you just say that these are the denominations that you need. And it's always handy to have that worked out beforehand, otherwise you get there, you're stumbling around, you don't know what you need, and you come home and you haven't got the right denominations to do your binder, which is the whole idea. So in this binder, this will be where I will have my weekly shopping. 1, 2, 3, and number 4, eating out. So when you're doing your budget, it is best to have a printout of your bank statement so you can go through it and just write it down. So I looked at mine over a 3-month period, and I think when you look at it, you're actually a bit of a reality check, because my eating out, or the family's eating out, over 3 months was £500. That is not what's going to be in this budget. So my kids and my husband are in for a very big shock. So this one is just for personal care, basically. I don't do makeup, so I'm okay that way. So this is just for personal care. Household is ideal for your toilet roll, your cleaning, anything that you require that way. Work, I don't really spend a lot of money at work, to be honest. I normally do my dinners at home and take it with me, but I am very partial to the odd little cheeky bacon sandwich, so that's where this one would come in. Miscellaneous could be just anything that pops up that you weren't expecting. Missy is my little dog, so this will be her money for her treats in the month. One for my husband, one for my youngest daughter, and one for myself. Okay, so that is binder 1. So this one is my long-term goal. Oops, just now knocked that off there. This is going to be my long-term goal. So anything that you are going to require over a longer period, and I'm quite happy to save over a longer period, would be ideal. So in this one, I have one for emergencies, I have one for debts, I have one for holidays, Christmas. I'll not be too much fussed about this one at the minute, because Christmas is paid for this year, so I don't need to worry about that so much. Savings is another one. I do have another one in here for the dog, and that is purely because next month we are cancelling her health insurance, and we're just going to pop some money in an envelope for her. Electrical goods. Again, if you're like me, I've literally had new kitchen put in the last few months, so all of my electrical goods in there, cooker, fridge, freezer, everything is under 1 year's guarantee from the manufacturer. But I also took out insurance as well, because we had this previously for our old kitchen and we didn't really use it. So I'm now thinking, why bother paying a company when you can save in here each month, and hopefully by the time anything breaks down, I will have enough money in there to replace them, or at least go towards the replacement. Mortgage, it's another big clump out of your money, that one, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like a never-ending pit. So for that, I will put some cash in here and pay it off towards my mortgage at some point. Excuse me. Cars, we have 4 of them in the household. So we don't have any finance on my cars, so we are lucky in that respect. So this will purely be for breakdowns, because we pay our insurance and for tax by direct debit, so that's much easier, and it just leaves us to worry about any breakdowns. Garden fund, I'd love to do something with my garden, not sure yet what, but just something. So I'm going to sort myself a nice little garden fund. I've already mentioned that I use my Cricut. That's how I made these little inserts that people are paying for. So if you've got a Cricut machine, or you know somebody with it, you might be able to just pick these up a little bit cheaper. So I don't order a lot off Cricut these days, because I have a massive setup, especially with not doing the crafting so much lately. So there's not a lot that I need, so we'll be starting that one off just so that I've got it. Amazon, I spend a lot on Amazon, I have to say. I get ideas in my head, like the binders, and I go full throttle and become obsessed. So this will go for anything that I will need to be buying off Amazon in the future, but there's nothing I need now, so I'm okay. I've got one in here for Mother-Daughter Day. So we recently had a Mother-Daughter Day at the spa, and it was lovely. I have to say, it was really nice. So it would be nice if I can get this topped up enough to then maybe treat the girls to another spa day. So that would be quite nice. So that's that one. And this one is going to be my challenge binder. So I've only got like one challenge in there at the moment, and again, I've been quite lucky because I do like to save. If anybody else has got a husband like mine, it will be a case of, if he knows it's there, it has to be spent. So I tend to do a lot of saving without knowledge in his eyes. So I have been saving my £5 notes for quite some time, so we're not doing too bad with this. And these ones I got off Shein. They are double-sided, so you can fill both sides if you like. And there'll be a few more challenges to go in that one yet. So I have worked out what money I need to leave in the bank. It's not quite payday, but I have had a little bit saved here and there, so I have pulled that together, and I have taken out what I'm going to need for the month ahead for my binders. So come payday, I'll just move that back over to where it was originally. So I made myself a little list of what's in binder 1, what's in binder 2, and how much I am going to allocate to each binder. So with that said, we will start with the weekly shop and everything else that's in this one. So I have allocated, for me personally, for this house, £125 per week. We may spend that, we may not spend it, we may need to look at adjusting that budget a bit later. Let's see how we go, because let's face it, the price of food is going up and up and up. So it's always nice if you can save a little bit, but like I say, you might need to adjust that. Or if you've got a lot more money than I have, you might want to put 200, 150, 175, whichever is suitable to your budget, because this is your budget. It's not my budget, it's yours. So this one obviously is mine and it's not yours, so therefore I will be filling it how I feel that my budget should be spent. Okay, but doing your 3-month bank statements and having a look at it, really, I mean, I wonder where I spent it, why I spent it, and oh my gosh, the eating out one was just crazy. £500 in 3 months for eating out is absolutely ridiculous for anybody's standards, I would think. So we're going to go grocery week 1. I'm not going to fill these in while I'm doing the video because it would just make it last too long for you, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me babble on too much. So we are going to go 125, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 5. So that will go into week 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will go week 2. August is a really good time for me to start because it's the holidays. I'm not going to be spending like as much with the kids. Not that the kids, they're, you know, they're getting up. They shouldn't need as much, but and it's always nice if you've got like a few days away or whatever, then you're not going to be buying all your groceries if you're not going to be here, or you know, whichever. Some people might have a week away, some people might have 2 weeks away, and in that 2 weeks, me personally, I would still put the money in for the shopping, and at the end of it, if you've still got it because you've been away, it's always a little bit extra that you could bag and put elsewhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the 5. Okay, I do like this little system. And when I went to the bank today to withdraw my money, and I had my little thing telling me what I needed and what denomination, I think the lady behind the counter thought it was a little bit crazy, but then we had a discussion and I said this was what I was doing, and she thought it was a fabulous idea as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I mean, a lot of people are doing this now, aren't they? Because, you know, everything is just so expensive now that I think you have to take control of your finances rather than them having control of you. Oops, I'm missing the £5 there, so we'll put that in there. I'm really excited and interested to see how well this goes. So it will be good if it works. If not, then, you know, I'm not losing anything really, am I, if it doesn't work. So eating out, I have allocated that £50. That will literally be enough for 1 takeaway per month. And I'm not sure how well that's going to go down with my hungry horrors who love nothing more than a takeaway, hence why we've spent so much over the last 3 months in takeaways. And we are also down 1 person in the household now because my daughter moved out recently, so she's going to be doing one of these budget binders. I'm starting her off as she means to go on from the beginning. So my hair and beauty, so I do buy quite a bit of things in ahead of time, so we only need to allocate that £10 this time because we have quite a bit already. My household ones, again, you know, I spend quite a bit on like your toilet rolls, house cleaning stuff, kitchen rolls. So I've got quite a lot of that in and don't really feel the need to spend a lot of money this time on it. So we will allocate it £15 this month. That might change next month when I come to do my little workout of what my pay is, what I need to leave in the bank and what I can take out, and where I distribute that to as well. So work, as I say, it's the odd cheeky bacon sandwich, so we will put £10 in there. Miscellaneous, I can't really see anything popping up very quickly that I might need, so we're just going to allocate that one £5. Missy, again, she's got a cupboard full of treats, so I don't feel that she needs an awful lot, so we will give her £5, yeah. So then I've got my husband. If you give this man £10, he will literally have that £10 in a month or so, because he's very tight and doesn't like to spend his money, but doesn't mind spending mine. So that's the usual with men. My younger daughter, I'm not going to give her anything this time round, because she has started working, so she has got her own little bit going, and her dad's been giving her extra money, so I don't feel she needs anything from me at the moment. And mine, there's nothing that I can see that I need ahead of time or anything, so we're not going to give me anything this month either. So that is that one done. I'm just going to close again, a little bit tight with all the things I've got in. So then we will move over to my long-term binders. So this is the one where I want to save up for other things. I am going to be adding another couple of categories into my folders, because I would like to add in a one for home. So if there's anything that I would like to buy for the house, or anything that I would like to change in the house, that will be one of my things. And the other one, it's not for everybody, but I do the Slimming World, so I'm thinking pop a little bit in there, and every however many months you can buy a countdown, and hopefully you should have enough in there to cover that countdown when it's needed, and then replenish it ready for the next one, sort of thing is my thinking on it. So this is now binder 2. So in my emergency binder pocket, I am going to allocate it £50 just to get that up and running. Debts, I don't really have a lot. I'm quite lucky that way as well, so we are going to allocate that £20. And for the debts, I think it would be quite nice to see as well, you know, if you think about it logically, when you've built up enough to pay off your smallest debt, then you pay it off with what's in here, and then that'll free up. So if you're paying a £5 minimum on your credit card and your bill's £50, when you've got it down, you're paying that £5 off. So when you have enough in here to clear that balance, clear it off, that extra £5 can then go back into maybe your debts and work on the next one. So I would work personally from the smallest to the largest. Other people might choose to do it the other way around, but me personally, I would clear off the smallest amount and then relocate that money elsewhere. Holidays, I feel we've already got holidays in hand this year, so I am only going to allocate the holidays £20 for this one. Christmas, again, I'm quite ahead of time, and I've already sorted my finances for Christmas for this year. So what's in here will probably just either be a little bit to top up this Christmas, or it will be towards next Christmas. And the other thing I'm going to add into this binder as well is birthdays, so that there is some form of cash there for any birthdays that's coming up. So my middle one turns 20 in about 2 weeks time, so it'll be ideal if I'd been doing this a bit longer, then I might have had a bit more in there, so that I don't have to dip in to anywhere else to provide her with a birthday gift. So savings, I am going to allocate my savings £40, just to get that up and running. So again, I've got another one in here for Missy. As I said, that's going to be for her insurance and things. Instead of paying that, we'll just pay the money in here, because Missy's insurance, I mean, for a small dog, my God, I cannot believe the price of it. So it probably started off at about £30 when we got Missy as a pup, and it is now nearly £50 a month. So to me, they're just clicking constantly off. Yeah, we had the insurance for a previous dog, and we had her for about 10 years, and we only have claimed the insurance once for her. So to me, it's just dead money, and you may as well just save as you go, and hopefully you'll have enough to cover any bills, injections or anything like that. So we'll allocate Missy £20 this month. My electricals, I'm going to allocate it £20 also, just to get that up and running. We might not allocate it as much next time. We'll just see, because each month will differ for me, because my wage is dependent on how many weekends I work, how many late shifts I work. I don't do night shifts, so I'm okay that way. Yes, night shifts a better rate of pay, but it's just not for me anymore. I've done night shift and I like my day shifts now. So each month my budget may change, because I might have a bit more cash, I might have a bit less cash. It just varies. So we're not guaranteeing that we'll always have the money to put into every single pocket. So I will put it where I feel it's going to benefit me most, in a sense. So my mortgage, I will pay an extra £20 to that one. So that one will just pop in there. And my cars, I'll allocate that one £20 as well. So like I said before, everything for the cars comes out of direct debit, so this is purely just for maintenance on them. My garden fund, I'd love to do something different with my gardens. So they're not huge, but they're not really gardens either. So I'm just going to start that off with a little £5 note. So that's good. Then my cricket, I'm going to allocate that £5, because theoretically I don't need anything crafting wise. I'm pretty much set up to do quite a lot of things that I would like to do. Amazon, again, I've done a few orders over the last few days, so there's nothing I need there, so that will also get £5. And then my mother-daughter days will get £20. So I think all in, I'm going to be looking at quite a bit for a spa day for us. So it may take me a little while to get there, but it'll be worth it when it happens. So that is them two binders done. So I had purchased today, if you bear with me a second, let me find it. This arrived in the post for me. Sorry, my station's a bit messy. Hopefully I might tidy it up at some point. So I bought a few little binder cash builder games. Come in this lovely little box. Can't quite remember the name of who I bought it off, but I messaged her beforehand, and it come with this lovely little thank you, so you can just get the odd little bits from there. I think it's Budget with Taryn, so that is lovely. And inside there, I just love how personal it is. She's got some little stickers that she's popped in for us, and there's a little August mini saver where you put in the denominations, and in the finish you will have saved £18. Yes, not a huge amount of money, but every little helps, and that's the way to look at things. Every little helps. So we'll just put that back in there for now, just to keep it nice, and we will sort that out later. So with what I bought from Taryn, you get some nice little dice. I'm really looking forward to doing these. It's just crazy how much I'm looking forward to these. Some people might say sad even, but I suppose it's each to their own. So I ordered a few little cash challenges. So I ordered a Keep On Rolling, which obviously is quite nice. Snakes and Ladders, Roll the Rainbow, Rainbows to Riches, and Play for Change. So not quite decided which ones I'm gonna use first or anything, so well, at least we've got them. They're quite nice. Not quite sure what paper they're using or anything for it, or yes, I could probably make something similar myself, and I might do that over time, but we will just see how that goes. And this one is Roll and Save Rubik's. So you roll a 6, and there we are. So I'm going to be having a look at that, and that is my first video, and hopefully I will see you again for more Budget with Alison. Have a good day.